Hi folks, this is Jason. Hope you are okay today. It's good to be with you. And we're looking at the historical reliability of the Book of Acts. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to play you a couple of clips and then talk about some of the facts.
Majority of scholars who treat Acts as a novel, but most scholars don't treat it that way. For one thing, ancient novels were normally romances, a feature that is notoriously lacking in the Book of Acts. There were a minority of historical novels in antiquity, but never, to my knowledge, and you know, I've read enough that I can say certainly it would have to be extremely rarely, if there are any, of these involved characters within living memory. So not somebody from the very recent past, as we have in the case of the Book of Acts. But another reason that we can't see it as a novel is that there are just too many external correspondences with what we know from ancient history. This is what fits a work of history, not a novel. And of course, one could give very many of these, but just for a handful. Felix was the Roman governor at just the right time that we would expect from the Book of Acts. And although Felix was married to 3 different princesses at different times, the princess to whom he's married in the Book of Acts, Drusilla, was the princess to whom he was actually married at the time that the book was written. Festus and Herod Agrippa I, both act in character with what we know of them. Agrippa II, who's mentioned in Acts.
So, keener on the historicity of the Book of Acts, we'll listen to another little clip of his in a minute. His is, he's written a massive work, Book of Acts. Absolutely stupendous book on the Book of Acts. I'll show you the size of it. Okay, here we are. This is the book, 1 volume of the 5-volume work. His bibliography is around about 300 pages. That gives you the size of the giant of the scholar that he is. I mean, he's an absolute giant of a scholar. Absolute giant. And he was once an atheist, but he became a Christian, and he's an evangelical Christian now. What I want to talk to you about is that there are 84 confirmed facts, at least, in the Book of Acts. So when you read the Book of Acts, you will find at least 84. There are many more facts, historical facts. And this is by the historian Colin Hermer, who is an historian of the history of Hellenism, or of Greek culture. And as a historian of Greek culture, he looked at the Book of Acts and was astounded to find that there were lots of historical verification there. And so here are some of these 84 historical facts. I'm going to read about 10, and then we're going to listen to Keener, and then we'll listen to another 10, and we'll listen to Keener. Okay, here are the facts. In Acts chapter 13, verse 4 and 5, the ports are named correctly. The port Perga is directly mentioned in Acts 13:13 from Cyprus, which is mentioned. Lycaonia is mentioned, and it's been verified correctly, as in Acts 14:6. In Acts 14:6, an unusual name for Lystria, but is absolutely accurate for the time. Acts 14:11 gets the right language that's spoken in Lystra, Lycaonia. Acts 14:12, right area for the right gods, Zeus and Hermes. Acts 14:25. The proper port for that area is mentioned. Acts 16 verse 1, Acts 15:41. The correct road to Derbe, then to Lystra is mentioned, and the Sicilian gates. Acts 16:8, proper name for Troas. Acts 12:14. Samothrace, sailor's landmark, correctly mentioned. Acts 16:12, correctly stated as Roman colony in Philippi. Acts 12:13, right location of the river Gangites near Philippi. Acts 16:14, Thyatira, a center of